Welcome to this validation control video series. In this video I'm going to be talking about the compare validator, which is used to compare the input of the user into one control to what is being entered into the other controls. So I'm going to be comparing it to let me enter this password. I have a password field, and let me use a text box. Let me drag a text box beside it, and this will be the ID will be the text box password. I know I've written this like 3 times already, but bear with me. So now let me drag the compare validator beside this. So compare validator, we set the same property like we've been setting. So let's set the error message to please input a matching password. I think I should change the text on this one to password as well, so it makes sense, right? So we want to make sure that the password being entered here is also the same thing that is being entered here, and if it's not the same, then we get this error message, please input a matching password. So we set the control to compare to the text box username, which is this one, and we set the control to, we have 2 values to set, control to compare and control to validate. We want to validate the text box password. So if we run the application, unless we enter same input into both, first of all let's click on send. You see we didn't get any error because there was no value in both of them, so that means they are both equal. So if I should enter Q in here and A in here, we should get the error message say please input a matching password. If I put Q in here, then we get no error message because the same data has been input into both fields. So that's how you use the compare validator. But not only that, you can also use it to compare a value to a given number. For example, maybe I should input another let me say age, and just drag and drop a text box. So if I put a compare validator here and I set the error message to please input age less than 50. So I want the age to be entered into this box to be less than 50. So let's set the control to compare to text box 1. that will be the new text box that we just added, and we need to set another thing, which is the type, to integer, because we're not dealing with string now, we're dealing with integer. Remember, it's set to string by default. That's why we didn't need to set the type for these 2 text boxes. And we need to set the operator. We need to look for the operator and set it to less than. We need to set it to less than, and we need to set the value to compare to 50. I think that's it. So if you run the application, the control to validate property of compare cannot be blank. Control to validate. The control to validate of this. Yeah, I always forget to set that. Control to validate be text box 1. Text box 1. So let's see. So if I enter 65, do I get an error? So what if I enter 34? I didn't get any error. So as you can see, we've actually, let me explain what we did again. This compare validator can be used to check against a fixed value. So here I'm setting the fixed value to be 50. So I want to make sure that these are only enter data which is an integer, because I set the data type to be an integer. I want to make sure that the integer is an integer that the user is typing into the field, and I want to compare it to 50, but I want it to be less than 50. If I should change it to greater than 50, because you have a lot of options, you can also do a data type check. The data type check means that you can check to see if the person has entered a date format or if they've entered a currency format. So you can do a lot of cool stuff with this. So you can do less than equal, less than, greater than equal, greater than, not equal. So if I want to check for not equal to 50, so I want to make sure that the value is not equal to 50. So let's try that. So if I enter 50, I get an error because I'm checking for place input. Well, I get a previous error message, you understand. So if I type 51, I'm not going to get an error because it's not equals to 50. So you can do a lot of cool stuff with this one. You can check data type check is the cool one. You can do a data type check and value to compare to make sure that let me see, there's another one that I want to show you. Less than, right, let me do greater than. So greater than 50, you want to make sure that you check for greater than 50. So if you run the application, you will not get an error if you enter anything greater than 50, but if you enter anything less than 50, 34, you get an error. If you enter 70, you will not get the error because your validation is performing its check. So I'm going to show you what how to use the data type check. So be on the lookout. What else do I need to show you here? There's a lot of things I want to show you, but I don't want to jump I want the time to come. So anyway, that's the compare validator. Enjoy.